I want to point out today Simone Biles, hashtag the once in a lifetime greatest gymnast of all time. And she exhibits so many of the leadership characteristics that I talk about, and the characteristics about people that must be true in order to win over time. And I wanted to just kind of emphasize again, this is the type of person that you have to be, that I have to be, in order to achieve any level of in any level of greatness, any level of great success. Um, I've heard business coaches talk about you can go from good to great, and good to great. That's fine, but that's not enough anymore to really prosper in the marketplace and really stand out. And then the margin between great and outstanding is tiny. It's milliseconds. For example, Simone, she won by the smallest margin in history since 2015. And that was the one that she won by in 2015 by the smallest margin. And that drives back to the same point that Simon Sinek says, your only true competitor is yourself, or your own entity's performance in previous times. Your own true competitor is you. And as long as you have the mental fortitude to stay in the battle, as long as you have the evidence in your life that occurs daily that you can measure against and iterate and reiterate and do the reps for each and every day and move forwards and create more excellence, you are your own greatest competitor. And the margin that it takes to get from good to incredible or good to outstanding is milliseconds, which is what she won by in recent days. And she's the oldest gymnast to achieve so much in history, which is unheard of. Like once in a lifetime. And to say that at this day and age, in our day and age, when so much has been done, when so many Olympic Games have been played, and so many athletes, incredible, amazing athletes in the marketplace, and have been displayed for years, to be able to say that you're the greatest of all time is an impossible feat. Like the impossible, but was achieved. And Simone Biles, in multiple interviews that I've watched and just tracked her progress along the way, it's been an incredible journey, because she started at 6 years old. She was too old to start gymnastics, but somebody saw talent in her, sent a letter home to her foster parents or parents, because she wasn't raised in the ideal environment. But she was raised by foster parents. And then she, at 6 years old, got into gymnastics, which was too late. And then she had to overcome mental barriers, mental blocks, physical challenges, relational challenges. And along the way, she learned the key principles that cause somebody to win. And she didn't diss those. And she says in different interviews that, well, the number one thing I had to do was learn to trust my team, trust my coach. And when you grow up with the track that she grew up in, that's a hard thing to do. For some of us, it's much easier. We had more normal families. But for her, that was overcoming an incredible mountain. And she did it. And then she had to overcome the physical challenges. And then she learned that she had to train 32 hours per week, 6 days a week she trains. And then the criticism, and then the days on end of work that she has to put in. And then after all of that, performing in front of millions of eyeballs, millions and millions of people all over the globe, performing excellently above what anyone else could do. Like the judges say that she says that she can do things physically that other gymnasts can't even aspire to. They can't, or they won't attempt those, especially in the public eye, because it's too risky, it's too dangerous, and it's very high likelihood of failure. But she does it, and she adds to the routines to make them more challenging, more beautiful, more artistic, more creative. And she's done something that no one else has done, and she's come from a background that wasn't the perfect, best, easiest background to come from. And so many times, that's where true leadership is born, through the fire of life, the fire of the background. But the principles are the exact same. And that's what I admire so much about this Simone, because she takes the principles, relationships, and the foundational elements of trust among my team, connection to people. And when I get in trouble mentally, I revert back to my connections with people to support me and sustain me during that time. And then when I win, it's not me that won. It's us. It's we that won. And when I train, I do the reps. I'm committed. I will do what is required to win. And then I iterate and refine those principles that remain true about any area of success in life. She iterates those and demonstrates those again and again and again. And I'm so in awe about her performance, because so many people stand on the side with the exact same background that she had. They stand on in the background and say, "We have this excuse, we have that excuse, we have this excuse. I didn't grow up in a normal home. I didn't have a normal upbringing. I'm not a normal person." Yeah, and she could say the exact same thing, but she doesn't. She doesn't use the excuse, because when she understood the principle that when she uses that excuse, it has power over her life. It controls her and condemns her to failure. But when she says, "No, that dragon I will slay. No, my mind doesn't have power over me. No, my limitations don't have power over me. My relationship limitations didn't have power over me. I will develop new ones. I will learn to trust. I will invest in relationships. I will share wins. I will connect with the people around me. And when I'm in the public eye, I will perform, and I will practice in private just like I will perform, so that when I get out there, my body and my mind, they are free. They just automatically take me through the process." I used to be in the United States Air Force, and I remember one time specifically, I sang in the national anthem at large events. So when you're in the Air Force, if anybody can sing, they hand select those people, and they use them for all types of events that the military has in different capacities. And so I was the singer of the national anthem at many different things, even though it had nothing to do with my specialty in the Air Force. And I remember one time I was standing on the stage in front of thousands of people, and generals and the highest ranking people in all of the military were there. And my mind just went blank, and the music started, the intro started, and my mind, it was just like white. There was nothing there. And I was like, what do I say? And I said, I will open my mouth and start making noise at the right moment. And because I had practiced and practiced and practiced, and there was just a muscle memory of all of my mind, to my voice, to my inflection, to my breathing, my body just took over and performed flawlessly. I don't say that to my praise. I say that to emphasize the fact that you practice in private like you display in public, like you perform in public. And that's what she demonstrates. She demonstrates that unbelievable excellence, that unvariable performance. And that's not replaceable. And if you want to achieve greatness in life, you have to demonstrate exactly what Simone Biles is demonstrating. And so that's what I want to emphasize in this video, and just to connect greatness and excellence with characteristics that people are currently doing today that you can look out and see And you can say, wow, if I do those things and exhibit those behaviors, I can too win. Because you can win. You have been created for greatness. And you can do amazing things just like she can. But you're going to have to overcome some challenges in your life. You're going to have to overcome some boundaries in your mind, some limiting thoughts and ideas. And you're going to have to power through them on your own. Nobody's going to be able to help you with that in some of these areas. And then you're going to have to get connected with people, trust people, build relationships, share your wins, build a team around you that can lift you to a new level. And then you get to have that greatest gymnast ever status after you've done the reps over time. And again, she's 27 years old. She started when she was 6. So we're not talking about 3 years. Oh, I worked for 3 years and I became great. We're talking about years and years, like decades of work. And do that over time. That's the most uncommon thing in this day and age, because we have access to everything, is to be able to put decades of work in and to make that investment. And so I just want to encourage the leader out there. If you know you're doing the right thing, keep going. If you're doing the best, you're being the best possible version that you can be of yourself, keep going. Do it another year. Do it another day. Create another piece of content. Serve another client. Write another email to a new client. Pick up that phone call and reach out to that next call, that next client. Remember, the 80% of sales happen in the 5th to the 12th contact with a new client. Most people give up on 3 to 4. Like, this is the type of investment, diligence, and excellence. And I think Simone Biles, I think she will be the greatest gymnast of all time, maybe for all of history, because she embodies that and she can be the best in the world at her trade. And so that's a lesson for all of us to listen to, I think, render honor to the excellence that she's displayed, and then to take and learn from that and apply the lessons to our own lives so that we can also go out and do great things, because all of us have been created for greatness.